Hello, thank you for clicking on the why should you choose geography at A-level link. So I've started with something that's rather silly. What to do when someone says geography is just colouring in maps and capital cities. I never do this and I never condone anyone doing it. The idea is just to lightheartedly explain to you that geography is not about colouring in maps. And I've got to be honest, I don't think I could name every capital city in the world. And I've been teaching geography for 20 years and studying it for quite a few years more than that. But the perception of what geography is often wrong, especially in older generations. What I'm hoping to do in the next, I'm going to say 6 to 7 minutes, is try to explain to you why you should choose A-level geography. A couple of quotes, or a couple of statements. It should inspire in pupils and students a curiosity and fascination about the world that will remain with them for the rest of their lives. I genuinely, wholeheartedly feel that. You know, it really is one of those subjects that I'm hoping will change not just your perception on the world, but the journey you want to make through the rest of your life and the world in which we live. Okay, we study A-level geography under the Edexcel umbrella. So Edexcel A-level geography has 4 main topics: dynamic landscapes, dynamic places, physical systems and sustainability, global development and connections. Okay, 4 broad topics that are then studied under 8 units. We do 4 units at year 12 and 4 units in year 13. Okay, so just whizzing through those units, we do a topic called tectonic processes and hazards. So we'll be looking at good old traditional plate tectonics, looking at the way in which the earth was formed, the layers of the earth, the movements of the earth, and the real exciting stuff: volcanoes, earthquakes, tsunamis. But we then look at management of them. Okay, we'll compare case studies in different levels of development and the way in which people can hopefully reduce the impact of these tectonic hazards. We look at landscape systems, processes and change. We do coastal geography here. We look at processes and landforms, but again, we look at the impact on humans and management. We look at like decision making and stuff. So it's not just your traditional, oh, there's a cliff, there's a wave cut platform. We look at sea level change in the future, you know, for challenging coastlines. We'll do globalisation. You know, it's a great topic. I love teaching it. It really opens our eyes to the interconnectedness and interdependence of us all across the world. You know, we have to question, why is it possible to buy so much cheap stuff in Poundland, or a t-shirt for £3 from H&M? Why? Who's making it? Where are the materials coming from? What are the impacts on people and the environment? Really interesting topic, real one for good thinkers. The last of the topics at year 12, shaping places. We look at regenerating places. So we look at rural and urban decline. Why? Why have we seen that? And that links to globalisation and the global shift and the shift of manufacturing industry and the change in agriculture. But we'll look at regenerating projects. So we look at, hopefully I'll get you over to East London. I'm going to take you to see the London Docklands, and we'll go up to Stratford and look at the Olympic Park and the regeneration that has caused, or not in some cases. And then we'll also be looking at, more local to home, we'll be going down and looking at the Eden Project and the regeneration that the Eden Project and other little projects have taken place in Cornwall. We'll be doing field work. It's compulsory. It's also the best stuff, right? It's the most memorable stuff. We'll be looking at both human and physical field work. We do like 3-day residential in the summer term, and it's the fun stuff. We get to put some of our theory into practice. In year 13, we look at the water cycle and water insecurity. So water scarcity and the potential conflicts, future conflicts, especially with transboundary water issues. Think of the River Nile. How many countries does it flow through? Everyone wants their share. We look at some geopolitical conflicts. We'll also be looking at the carbon cycle and energy security. So again, traditional science-based geography, but we'll be looking at the future, energy security. At the moment, we're not building enough nuclear power stations in the UK. We have a bit of a problem. Unless we do invest heavily in you know, sustainable, renewable energy production, we are going to have an energy shortfall in the UK. That will be something that we'll be discussing. We'll also be looking at human systems and geopolitics. We'll be looking at superpowers. not to do with Superman and Spider-Man. We'll be looking at the shifting economic and political powers in the world. So the historical stuff, the British Empire, the Cold War, you know, the communism versus capitalism. And we'll be looking at the future. What about the rise of the BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, and China? Are we going to be looking at a multipolar world in terms of geopolitical power? A great one, if you're studying geography alongside history, they go so well hand in hand. The last topic, global development and connections, is related to migration, identity, and sovereignty. Brilliant one to get our teeth into. Lots of debate, and looking at migration historically, at the present time, and also in the future again. Okay, if you enjoy coursework, there is a bit of coursework in geography. It's worth 20% of your A level, kind of a 3,000 to 4,000 word write up. So we go and collect some data. You write a geographical inquiry plan. You create some hypotheses. You write a sampling strategy, a methodology. You collect data. You present your data. We analyze that data, and you will write up a full investigation. 20% of your A level. The assessment is across the whole course. There are 3 exam papers: physical geography, human geography, and then synoptic. The synoptic one is, I say, it's thinking like a geographer. You go into the exam and you answer questions about unseen resources that you will, no doubt, by the end of the 2 years with me, you'll be a pro at. I have included a slide to remind me to talk about support. When I was at school, I wasn't very good at writing essays. So I think that 20 years now, I'm in my 20th year of teaching, I'm now pretty good at supporting people that probably weren't very good at writing essays. I'm good at supporting people that are really good at it as well. But there is going to be plenty of support. I liaise with the learning support people in school. I put a picture of a textbook. I don't know why. I provide you with a textbook, but I don't really use it that much. For me, textbook teaching is kind of old school. You'll use it in your own time, in your study periods. But yeah, I'll just mention that. Iceland, bit of a carrot to dangle to choose geography at A level. I try to go to Iceland every 2 years. So if you don't get to go in year 12, you go in year 13 or vice versa. The COVID has put a kibosh on me be able to go to Iceland more recently, but that is a plan. One of the most amazing countries on earth, and the thing that really inspired me to continue to study geography. Geographical skills. Geography gives you loads. It's not just about content. You're not just going to be good at a pub quiz where they ask about the capital city of. You're going to have a lot of skills. You're going to be able to see the world and analyze the world in a very different way to the skills that you learn in other subjects. Of course, there's an awful lot of overlap, and it's good that there is. Jobs, you can pause it and read them all if you want, but jobs, people often say, oh, what can you be if you study geography? Well, there's nothing that you can't be. They do say geography is one of the most employable degrees. So if you go and study it post A level or a geography related degree, I'm always very proud when my A-level students, and lots of them do end up going to study geography degrees, and then even amazing when they carry on into a job. I've got loads of ex-pupils that have studied urban planning, coastal management. I've got a guy that I taught a few years ago who's now working on the south coast for an engineering company called Halcrow, having teamed up geography with maths. He's a bit of a legend. I finished with a silly slide. I often mention Neo. Okay, those of you that have seen The Matrix, this guy kind of understands that the real world is actually fake and it's zeros and ones, but he understands how the world operates. You see that everything is linked, and my aim is, over 2 years of studying geography, is to make sure that you will realize how interconnected the world is and how it's all linked, and you will see the world like Neo does in The Matrix. That's the plan anyway. I'd really love to talk to you. If you're thinking about doing geography, please email me, Zoom me on the set times, or just pop in and see me if we're allowed. Cool. Thanks ever so much.